All right, folks, got ourselves a hot one. Literally. This is a 2007 Dodge Ram 3500. It's kind of a cabin chassis service truck. It has the Cummins diesel engine, and the engine cooling fan does not work. At least that's what I was told. He said they replaced the fan or the clutch or something. It worked for a while, and now it has quit completely. It gets hot, air conditioning doesn't work. Standard stuff. I noticed the check engine light is on, so I think we'll start there. She's a 3-pedaler, folks. 6-speed manual gearbox, or as I like to call it, wife-proof. Anyway, survey says a lot of stuff here. So I don't know about this P2509. He said it had a dead battery. That might be, that might explain that one. But we got a P0217, coolant temperature too high, and a P0480, cooling fan 1, control circuit open. Lots of battery voltage stuff. Let's see. Supplemental restraints, we probably don't care about that. Battery voltage low, battery voltage low. It's like some stuff with the lights. Cabin compartment node instrument cluster. Fuel level sensor, lots of U codes. Battery voltage low. Okay, I think we'll ignore everything except for these two for the time being, and we'll see where that takes us. I went ahead and cleared the codes. Let's start it up and see if it comes back. Temperature too low. That's probably it. The clutch is not on right now. Let's try with the AC on. Well, the AC is working in a technical sense. It's not making it cold. And if you look here, this AC discrete output feedback, that's the clutch on the compressor. It's just short cycling. Off and on, off and on. You see the high pressure never comes down. That's because the fan's not running. It's giving it 99% on the desired pulse width modulation, but the speed's only 170. It should be actually higher than the engine speed, which is, what, 750? So clearly the fan is not working, but it still hasn't set a code. So that's fun. That's the ground. The ground is good. Power is good. All right, folks, bear with me. Took a week off work and I'm still trying to remember how to do my job. I think we have a classic case of new does not mean good. If you're not familiar with this system, this is a belt drive fan with a viscous clutch, just like the good old days. Except it's not like the good old days because computers. they have to control everything, including the viscous clutch. So this thing should spin some amount all the time. There's a minimum amount of viscousness, but in order to increase the fan speed, it requires a pulse width modulated signal from the computer. There's 5 wires to the clutch. 3 of them are for the speed sensor. Those seem to work fine. We can see the speed on the live data, and if we can trust it, it seems to be correct. It responds to changes in engine RPM. The other 2 wires are a 12-volt pulse width modulated power supply that somehow controls the viscousness of the viscous clutch, and that does not seem to be working. The test we were doing here was testing the actuator ground and the 12-volt supply. They both come directly from the computer. The problem is I have 2 wiring diagrams here, and they have conflicting information. So this is from the troubleshooting section, and it shows pin 1 as actuator ground, pin 6 as fan clutch 12-volt supply. But this diagram, which is from the wiring section, shows pin 1 as the sensor ground, pin 6 as the fan speed sensor ground, and pin 3 as the fan speed sensor signal. This one doesn't even show a fan pulse width modulating control wire. So I don't know which one of these to believe. I guess maybe we should check the non-OEM diagrams and see what they say. All right, desired fan pulse width modulation 0%. We got nothing. 99%. Okay. Yeah, the test light confirms we have a ground on pin 1 and pin 2, and we have a ground on pin 6 when it's at 0% pulse width modulation, and we have power on pin 6 when it's at 99%. So that's good enough for me. I'm saying that that new fan clutch is no good. All right, folks, I had a little chat with the customer. He said there's a lawnmower right outside your window. I see the Watch Wes Work landscaping crew is hard at it. Anyway, he said go ahead and fix it. So that's what we're gonna do. I called the Chrysler dealership and I asked them for a fan clutch. They said, we would love to sell you one for $700. Unfortunately, it's on a permanent back order with no delivery date in sight. Just like everything I've asked for in the last 18 months or so. Yeah, it's getting rough out there. I was watching a video from Ford Tech Mecaloco, or however he pronounces it. He was saying that he never uses aftermarket parts in his shop, all OEM. That must be amazing. I can't even imagine. I think he's in the Chicagoland area. He must have access to a way better parts distribution system than what I have, because I can't get anything, especially for Chryslers. Ford and GM is better, but as soon as you get older than, say, 10 years or so, it's pretty hit or miss. And you know, the average vehicle that I work on is about 14 years old. So yeah, I think we're stuck with aftermarket parts, unfortunately. It was Dorman or this guy, which this one's probably a Dorman, just with a different part number, but it's pretty easy to change. So we're gonna roll the dice and we'll see what happens. be a 36 millimeter. Should be regular right-hand thread. Should be regular right-hand thread. Is it not? Okay. All right. Torque that to 46 foot-pounds. Put on a couple nuts and we're done. Well, come on now. It's different. I don't know if it's fixed. The fan speed's quite a bit faster, even with no command. I think before it was like 2 something, now it's over 300. So it hasn't even tried to turn the fan on yet. It's fully warmed up, thermostat's open, air conditioning's on. So that's different than what we had before. I still can't do the bidirectional control. I guess let's go drive it and see if it comes on. Well, I don't know. Been driving for, I don't know, 5 minutes or so, and it still hasn't even tried to turn the fan on. Pretty weird. AC's not doing much either. I wonder if we need to charge up the AC before it'll work. Yeah, just like that, it started working. You get kind of a delayed reaction. That's pretty typical. Turns out it's pretty hard to check your phone, check your scan tool, drive, and shift gears all at the same time. Who would have thought? I think it's working. We just don't have anything to put enough load on it to really test it. I'm going to charge the AC. It doesn't appear to be doing much. The high side pressure should be, I would think it should be like 250 or so. It's pretty hot today. Yeah, I noticed it. Looks like it's got a pretty new compressor and accumulator, so I think it's had some work done on the AC pretty recently. Yeah, it's supposed to have 0.85 kilograms, so it's only about 25% full. Stupid thing. Wish it would stop asking me. Oh, that's good, that's good. We're gonna go here, 0.85. I'll just give it, we'll give it 10. It's been a busy year for air conditioning. I used as much refrigerant in 1 month as I did in the entire year last year. There we go. That's a little better. So it's commanded 15% and the fan speed's up around 900 RPM. At 0% it's under 400. So we know the fan's working. High side pressure is still kind of low, I think. But it's later in the day, it's a little cooler. Not out of the realm of possibility. Let's see if it set any codes. No, sir. Okay, this truck is fixed. Good deal. How'd it go?
I got grass in my eye.
Are you done? It's hot, isn't it, pup? It's a terrible design. Grass just piles up under there. Yeah, we're getting the old girl fixed up. Look at that. Brand new headlight. Brand new sticker for the dummy lights. All new deck rollers. I made a new shaft for it. New gas cap. New pickup tube. A couple more years we'll have ourselves a new mower. She loves it.
back to work.
All right, folks, that's it. They made the right call. They replaced the right part. They did the job correctly. They got a bad part right out of the box. And it shouldn't happen, but unfortunately it does. It happens way too often. Even with dealer parts. You know, that's not a cure-all. Yeah, these diesel fan clutches can be kind of tricky. I know, like for sure on the older Fords, like the Super Duties, if the electronic part of the viscous clutch stops working, it will set a code, but it won't turn on the check engine light. And a lot of people, at least in our area, they drive these diesel trucks around just like cars. They never tow or haul anything. And the cooling systems on those trucks are way overbuilt. So usually they don't overheat. When I see it, most of the time is the air conditioning. They have poor performance from their air conditioning. Usually by the time they come here, they've already had a compressor and a condenser and an orifice tube and all kinds of parts thrown at them. And the problem is the fan clutch. So keep an eye out for that. Anyway, thanks guys for watching, and I will see you next time. What? What's up with that?